I should have done it in black. Why do I keep on forgetting to do that? Yeah, well, all right. So real quick, if we're doing a trigonometric function, we can think of this as like 2x squared, plus x equals 0, right? And again, if we were going to do this, we'd want to look at, factoring. So we could factor out an x, and then you'd be left with a 2x plus 1 equals 0, and then you could use the zero product property. Now, obviously, that is going to be, that is with a quadratic equation. We're using with cosine, but it's the exact same idea. In this case, we're going to want to factor out a cosine of x. By factoring out a cosine of x, we're going to be left with a 2 cosine of x plus 1. Because remember, cosine squared of x, just means cosine, that's cosine of x times cosine of x. Now I can go ahead and set this equal to 0. So cosine of x equals 0. And 2 cosine of x plus 1 equals 0. So therefore, that's going to be cosine of x equals negative 1/2. All right, so I said on the interval 0 to 2 pi, which is basically going to be the unit circle. So let's go ahead and just find the values that are going to satisfy that. So that's a bad kind of unit circle. Let's do it again. All right, so when cosine is equal to 0, remember cosine represents the x-coordinate here. So on the unit circle between 0 and 2 pi, I'm seeing two values here. I'm seeing pi halves, that would do that angle, as well as 3 pi halves. Okay, and then when cosine is equal to negative 1/2, now remember cosine is the x-coordinate, or is dealing with the x-coordinate. So let's just think about when it's equal to positive 1/2. So it's equal to positive 1/2 at that angle, which is pi over 3, right? Because that is that coordinate point, 1/2 comma square root of 3 over 2. So we're looking for the point, though, that's going to be to have the same reference angle, but in the second as well as in the third quadrant. Well, if it has the same reference angle, basically what that means, it's going to be pi over 3 away from the x-axis. So if halfway around the circle is pi, and we're pi over 3 short, then we could say that's going to be, this is the same thing as 3 pi over 3, right? So if we're pi over 3 short, we can say one answer is 2 pi over 3. And if we're pi over 3 over 3 pi over 3, we can say 4 pi over 3. So those would be your 2 solutions. And again, we're not doing a